And so then as me and Gordon were talking, as we're getting set up and preparing for this, the recording in this live, we started talking about how that applies to a lot of men as well, and how isolation ends up killing us, and how we need to be able to go and connect, right? We got to be able to do that. It is something that's kind of romanticized as far as guys are concerned. Like, you think about the warrior that goes off, and by himself and focusing and just like getting it in, the last man standing in a battle and just fighting it off. Like, it is killing us. Like, it's cool in video games. It's and I'll be honest, when you see it in real life, sometimes like you hear some of those stories about the one warrior in World War I, or back in like feudal Japan, or the warring states of China, or whatever, like one hero, like, it's cool. That's not the standard. That's not the norm. Those are outliers. And it actually has nothing to do with interpersonal connection at all, right? That's action driven, things like that. Like, they had to do that. We're talking about finding connection and community on us as men to destroy this whole isolation thing, where to be a man, you have to be by yourself and you can't ask for help and all those things like that. So, well, I mean, as far as like a beginning, I think you first to recognize that it's not okay to be alone, right? Like, that's not a cool thing. It's not a badge of honor. It's not anything like that. Like, to challenge that whole idea of that, to be a man, to really be masculine, I gotta do everything all by myself. Who says who? Who decided that? Who created the rule that says that in order for us to be men, we have to isolate? I'm gonna hop on my soapbox real quick, because I was in my prayer walk and I was thinking about this as well. And it's so strange that God says that, he made man and woman, right? So God says it's not good for you to be alone. And then even, oh, well, I'm not a Christian. You don't got to be a Christian, because guess what? The science says it is not good for us to be alone. That's what the study says. And science, when it always comes back to, when you look at true, real science, it always back to the Bible. So it's not good for us to be alone. So the whole idea of isolation, right? I don't want to be that man in the battlefield by himself, fighting off an army of 1,000 people, right? That would be cool, right? In reality, the situation is I'm one man. No, I would rather have an army of guys around me. Like, and you guys see the Spartan shield behind me. If you're on TikTok, you're not going to see it, but if on YouTube, you'll see it. It reminds me of 300. What did they do? They didn't isolate. 300 came together and locked arms and shield. And because locked arms and shield, they are legends today. There's no strength. There's no glory. There's no anything in isolated. It doesn't do anything for you but damage you. That's it.
Right? Isolation causes something. It causes thoughts to get into your head to do something that to just undo yourself. If you isolate yourself, you'll be in deep thought and you don't know how to control those thinkings and those emotions, and you go into that's like Doc said, an echo chamber of yourself, and you don't know how to deal with it. Guess what happens?
Are driven, are moving somewhere to be a better husband, better father, better businessman, better in the gym. Help. They're around men who are going to build them up. The 11th man recognizes the hurt and the pain that maybe he's experienced, and then he processes through. He does whatever work he needs to do to get through that, and he starts making connections with other men, right? And starts creating that community, and starts, as he creates that maybe not, he could create it, and we could talk about that in a second too, but join it, because he knows that it's not good to be alone. It's not good to be isolated. In order for me to truly make progress in my life, I got to get around like-minded individuals. So once you become the 11th man and you're in community, then you want to become a safe space, right? So circling back to what we were saying before in the beginning, the idea of being a safe space, you know what it's like to be in isolation. You know why you were in isolation. You know how you came out of isolation. You know the pain and the hurt and all that stuff that comes with that. So now, as the 11th man you've become, now you become that safe space for another man who's coming up, who's becoming, who's trying to overcome, who's trying to get to where you are. You got to become that safe space. That